Now let's talk about information flow between levels. Let's start with the information flow in organization levels. How does information flow in an organization? Organizational communication involves the relaying of information within the organization from one level to another. Organizations must have a robust environment that encourages and facilitates open communication that in turn will lead the employees to accomplish their tasks effectively. Here are the types of organizational flow. Formal and informal channels. The formal channels of communication involves the flow of communication between the channels of organization. Generally, there is some level of bureaucracy in flow of information, while the informal channels involve social and psychological factors within an informal system. It involves any channels of information that is not formal. The communication process is speedy but has a lot of discrepancy. Now there is a direction of for communication flow. The downward, upward, horizontal, and diagonal communication. When we say downward communication, it is when communication flows from a top office to the subordinate, like that of supervisor to employee, while the upward is generally feedback that is provided to upper office. This form of communication is not free from any bias or prejudice, and information may be twisted. Upward flow often comes in the form of employee feedback. Unfortunately, employees lack incentive or fear retribution and often turn down perfunctory efforts to provide feedback. Next is the horizontal communication flow. It states that it moves towards functional teams that facilitate interaction among each other in the absence of a decision-making authority. It is considered as the most important aspect when it comes to providing good quality work. The last one is the diagonal communication, when there is cross-functional communication between employees at different organizational levels. Tips for improving information flows. We have some tried and true tips for how to improve communication and collaboration. Create a culture of open communication and transparency. A strong company culture is based on transparency, and so are strong information flows. Employees are more engaged when they were informed. So it's important to foster two-way communication between employees and leadership by having an open door policy and staying transparent. Connect message to mission. Make your company values and mission clear to employees and ensure all messaging ties back to them. When all employees are aligned with leadership in their understanding of company goals, they will be able to work toward reaching them together. Improve access to critical business tools. As more employees that ever work remotely, it's crucial they have access to the application, system, and software your organization relies on to do business. Without this, your team will be left dealing with bottleneck and frustration that could be solved with proper information flows.